Okay, awesome. Okay, let's see. It looks like we are live, and today is Tuesday, and it is episode 57 of Time Out Tuesday. So, coming to you live for the 57th week. And we actually just called off classes today. The icing outside on the roads is looking kind of nasty. I don't want anybody driving. They're canceling they're closing down all the schools. So I know everybody's trying to get their kids home and things like that right now. And I don't really want people coming into the school, risking being on the roads. It's better to stay home on a day like today. And so we canceled our classes for this evening. It's something that we pretty rarely do. But sometimes we cannot control the weather, right? So anyway, I did want to come to you with our Time Out Tuesday regardless, because snow should not prevent that. And today's topic is, I think I called it, are you a collector or a user? And what I really meant about that was, in a way, with anything, are you a collector or a user of stuff, or are you a collector of user of information? I know myself, there was a long period of time where every time I had an opportunity to, collect some music from somebody. So I saw a friend that had a really good music collection, and we would trade our CDs and we'd make copies of each other. And, one day I took a look at my music collection, and I had like thousands of CDs in there. But it was interesting because many of them I'd actually never listened to. And so really what I was doing was collecting music, not listening to music. And largely around the time that I started playing guitar, I started listening to a lot more music, and I kind of switched over from a collector of music to a user or a listener of music. And I realized that there's a lot of things that we do like that. Now, sometimes people just collect things because they actually like to have a collection. People collected. My father was a big stamp collector, for example. He obviously wasn't using those stamps. He was collecting those stamps. I collect all kinds of things, but I do try to use most of what I collect so that they're not just gathering dust. If I like it enough to get them, I want to use them. So I'm not a collector of guitars. I play my guitars, and I try not to be a collector of tools and things like that. I like to use the tools. So I buy tools when I need them and learn how to use them. And one of the things that happens, especially today with so much information coming at us with, online stuff especially, you can really easily get bombarded with videos on how to do this and how to do that, or recipes, and you can wind up collecting thousands and thousands of recipes and still ordering, dinner from the fast food place every night. And that really makes you a collector of recipes, not a user of recipes. And there's a million videos that I get confronted with every single week about, how to do things on social media, or how to run a martial arts school better. And there's just hundreds of them. Everybody's got an idea, and everyone wants to put it out in a video, kind of like how I'm doing right now. And you can either choose to use the information or just collect the information. And I've really tried to stay away from just wasting a lot of time collecting information and using it instead. And I find that I actually move ahead in whatever I'm trying to do if I use it rather than just collect it. It's almost obvious, right? And one of the reasons why this is the topic today is that I was watching our students during this past weekend's bell testing. We tested about 60 kids this weekend. We still have about another 30 to go between our brown belt test and our test that's coming up this coming Friday. And I was watching carefully the students as they were moving through their techniques and their requirements during their test. And I noticed many of the kids, in particular this test, but it's probably been happening in previous tests. I just happened to have noticed it this test. Many of the students were deploying all kinds of strategies that we've been talking about in class for different ways of practicing things. And we were watching them move a little bit slowly through their techniques, being very precise in how they're doing things, slowing themselves down, checking their stances and their hand positions. And I also got an opportunity to watch one student in particular that really adopted a practicing method, execute techniques using that practicing method so much significantly better than she had ever done them before, that I actually called attention to it not only during the test but after the test. And it's something that I think we really want to talk to our kids about. Every class we talk about different things that they can do to improve their practice and to improve their techniques. But if all they're doing is hearing it, maybe even collecting that information, but not really executing on that information, they're not really going to derive the benefit from it. So, as parents, and this is really not only true for karate, but for anything, as you hear their coaches or teachers recommend a strategy for improving something that they're doing, reinforce that strategy. Try to get them to practice just that one new thing in that one new way and see if it has a positive impact. And if it does, that's going to really probably turn into an ongoing strategy that the students use to get better at what they're doing. Use what you hear, see if it works before you just kind of use it. I'd rather just collect it and keep it in the background. Very often I'll ask kids questions in class. I like to do a lot of engagement during the classes with the kids, have a lot of conversation. I want to hear what kind of things they're remembering. And sometimes they'll spit things back to me that they've heard in class, but then I watch them not actually do the thing that they knew how to repeat back. So it's kind of like the concept of, walk the walk, talk the talk. And we definitely want to do both, right? We want to be able to talk the talk and then walk the walk. So that's it for today. Tell your kids, yourselves too. I know I work on this for myself, so this is not a thing that you outgrow. Try to be a user of information. Try to be a user of the things that you acquire, not just a collector of that information, and you may find that you propel forward in anything you do. So anyway, stay warm, stay dry, stay safe, safe. Stay in the house if you can, stay off the icy roads. We'll see everybody tomorrow at the dojo. Doesn't mean you shouldn't be practicing. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Peace. And we're out.